off camera.
Off camera. I figured, you know what? Let's go ahead and have it for the people to hear, right in front of the camera.
So I'm thinking, should we change the show to in front of the camera?
I like in front of the camera.
It's a good name. I mean, it doesn't really tell us what the show's going to be about, but
Not at all.
At
least they know it's going to be in front of the camera, right?
Yeah. Which, like I said, I want to have this conversation because I know what we're going to talk about today. But I would love to have this conversation with so many other people that we're going to probably mention today. So
I hope this actually sparks that conversation with others.
I hope so too, man. I think that we have the ability to open up conversations with a lot of people that I feel would benefit with what we're about to tell them. So
yeah. So let's jump into the first question. Why the revenue plan over being a 100% agent?
So the 100% agent has always been around for as long as I can remember. Matter of fact, that was one of the things that attracted me to La Rosa from so many other things. But when I think about 100% agent, I think about like a solopreneur. I think about someone that's working solo, coming in, closing a house, and then going home. As opposed to a 90-10 agent, they're coming in for a purpose. They're coming in to build a legacy, more like an entrepreneur, a true business owner that's building his legacy, building his team, building his organization, and just growing it to as big or as small as they want to be, and just building a legacy for them, family, and themselves.
Okay.
So that's the difference between the two for me.
Okay. So we hear a lot of companies saying they have a revenue plan, this one, that one. Why the La Rosa revenue plan over, let's say, a LPT or EXP or even a Real?
I mean,
what makes us different?
So a few months ago, when I decided to try to have this conversation on air, behind the camera, with other agencies, I've gotten crickets. But the reason why I would say La Rosa is one simple phrase: agent first. We like to put the agent first. So none of the plans that are currently out there by any other company, whether you mention LPT, EXP, Real, there's so many others out there as well, that are smaller, have that agent first or that agent centric, even though they say they do. They even post it on magazines. But is it truly agent centric? And I don't think it is. I think that, and we'll go to the tape and I'll break it down in the diagram and show you exactly what I mean by that. But we're the only ones that's truly agent centric. We have no barriers for our agents. Our agents start operating day one. They start making money day one. They don't have to wait. There's no 90-day wait rule. There's no, you gotta, unlock your levels. None of that. We eliminated all of that because we wanted to maintain our focus of agent centric. We've always said we've been agent centric, even when we started the 100% model. So now we're taking that formula of being agent centric into the rev share model.
Okay. That makes sense. So as a real estate agent myself, when I join the Ultimate Plan, what's in it for me?
Well, sky's the limit at this point. I mean, you have to decide what is it that you want to do. Do you want to build to 100 agents? Do you want to build to 1,000 agents? Do you want to build a network of agents throughout the all 50 states? Do you want to go international? Right. One of the biggest things is I always look at it. What is it that the rev share does that a broker cannot? And the biggest thing about rev share and broker is that a broker is just managing, right? To where rev share, and we have to deal with all the bad stuff like liability. We take away everything that the agent would have to worry about if they became a broker. We take that 100% away. But the thing that they get to keep is all the good stuff. They get to make all the money. They get to recruit all the agents, train the agents to the way that they do business so that they can duplicate themselves and create a sales force like no other, right? Especially if they're a top agent. You don't get that with any other agency, I don't think.
Okay. So what if I sign up to Ultimate Plan and you know what? I want to recruit. I want to do that. I want to bring as many agents into a successful company, but I don't want to be the coach. I don't want to be a trainer. That's just not my personality. What is there for me?
Well, we have support for that. So, within the office level, within the company level, we have mentors and support systems that allow for us to train the people you bring in. So as you're bringing them in, but understand that as you bring them in, you have to be a leader in some sort of fashion. So you have to whether you don't have to be the trainer, but you do have to be one of either the trainer, the motivator. You have to be something. They have to see your face. My recommendation is always, if you're going to be a builder, right? If you're going to build a team, if you're going to actually create a legacy or create a group of sales, a sales force that's a killer sales force, you actually have to be the leader of that sales force. So most people don't want to do the work, but then when they start to do the work, they notice how much fun it is because we take all the bad stuff out of it. We take the billing and expenses and all that stuff, and you eliminate that. When you eliminate that and give somebody the opportunity to just coach and train and mentor and teach someone how to become just as good as they are if they're a top producer, and they see that they're changing lives, they no longer ask that question. They just want to fulfill.
Okay. So I want to be honest with you. I asked you that question because I wanted to answer it. So it's a concept that me and another leader in the office, Alex Acosta, kind of came up with, where we see a lot of agents recruiting and bringing in agents, and they don't want to train, they don't want to be the coach, or they're not capable of doing it just because they might be new to the industry as well. So we wanted to kind of give them that solution where it's like, you know what, let's create an academy for it, right?
Yeah.
You bring in the agents because we want to see everybody successful
100%.
from day 1 to day 3,000, no matter how long they're with the company. So we wanted to build something for them.
Well, we want them to be here for life. So let's get that straight. So
I mean,
true brokerage for life.
Exactly, that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're actually coming up with a concept to fill that void. So you know what, you want to bring your agents on, but you don't want to coach. That's fine. You just go ahead and send them over to us, and we'll take care of the coaching aspect of it. Right?
100%. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Or even you know what, I'm a great recruiter, but I'm not a leader. How do I become a leader? We're gonna help them build them to that level as well.
Yeah.
So we want to offer that to other agents within our company as well.
Yeah, I think that, and I'm glad that you answered that. It is important to be able to have an avenue to go to if you don't want to be that, or you're not capable of being there. Because I always tell people, right, every level, you're at the bottom of the next level. So when you level up, right, so you got to this level, but now you're at the bottom of this level. There's people higher than you at this level. And then when you level up, then you're at the bottom of that level. So you always have to keep that in mind when you're thinking about your leveling up. But I will say this: one of the biggest things that you have to understand is the fact that we have those resources already in place already gives that agent the advantage to come over. And if they don't want to do the training, it's because they can't. So what we do, we level them up. We train them along with their people, so they grow with their team, and they become an influence to their team. Because if they have the will, we have the way.
Absolutely.
That's the
I
reality.
love the way you put that, actually. And actually, last question. This one might take a little bit more time.
All right. We'll see.
Can you actually break down the 90-10 for us right now? Like, let's say your son was here. How old is he? 13?
Yeah, Benji.
Let's say Benji was here. Would you be able to break that down to him for him to understand it?
Yes, because one of the things that we decided to do when we created our plan is we wanted to make it as less confusing for the agent as possible, because of the fact that we looked at other rev share plans out there and they're all complicated. And they're complicated for a reason, right? The more complicated the plan, the more the brokerage keeps. And we wanted to make sure that we let our agents know that we don't operate that way, right? And I'm willing to go up against anyone at LPT, anyone at EXP, anyone at Real. We'll sit down, you know what I'm saying? I would love to sit down with Francisco Lara, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that he has a misconception of who we are. And I think that he would definitely benefit from knowing what we actually bring to the table. But that being said, I can explain it in, just a couple of sentences here. Ready? So you come on board, you join La Rosa, you become part of the Ultimate Plan. Okay, you recruit your first agent, right? That opens up level 1. That's it. That you don't need to unlock. That's your level 1. He brings an agent, that's your level 2. That agent brings an agent, that's your level 3. That agent brings an agent, that's your level 4. That agent brings an agent, that's your level 5. That's it. Everything's unlocked. Okay? Anytime any one of them closes, no matter when, you get paid. Done. That's it. That's how simple it is.
So when do I get paid, though?
You get paid every month.
Do I need to wait like 6 months?
No, you don't have to wait 6 months. You actually have to wait till the 15th of that following month to make sure you get paid. So for example, if something closed in July, we pay the next month by the 15th. Okay. So you can get anywhere between the 1st and the 15th, as long as you fall within the cycle. Like I know your last name is Chambers, so you're probably at the beginning of the cycle. My last name is Zapata, so I'm looking at the 15th probably for the most part.
It does make sense why I get those checks before you, huh?
Probably because I'd be asking you, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I got mine," and I still haven't got mine, so that means that I wait for the 15th. But it all falls within when that closing also occurred too. So the closing occurred at the end of the month. Obviously, they have to register everything, and it takes about 15 days for our accounting team because now that the ultimate plan has had all these amazing changes, it is causing a lot of people to start to come over, which is creating kind of like a frenzy and creating obviously a bigger workload for our accounting department. So accounting, I mean, they're caught up as far as I'm concerned because I just looked at the numbers and they've already paid out all of May. They paid it before the 15th. I got my May checks back in I want to say probably like June 3rd or something, June 4th. So they're caught up. We'll see. Um, June will be coming in July, so we'll see. May checks already got cut, so I think that they're caught up. But I think with everything that's going on and the frenzy that we're having with all these agents coming over, because we have a huge. We just had an announcement, a big announcement went out. We 92 agents in 1 week. But here's the crazy part: we said 92, but we registered a total of 8 more that Sunday. And we didn't have that for the press release. So just imagine we had 100 agents in 1 week that really signed up. And the reason they are is because they're listening to what I just told you.
So I think for our next episode, we might have to actually talk about what did we say to these agents for them to want to all move over as a group.
So
let's save it. Let's save it for next episode. I think we
absolutely. What we did tell them is we showed them. We didn't just tell them, we showed them what it is and how real it is to build a team and see income right away, as opposed to, and we'll break it down in the next episode. I don't want to go too into detail in this episode, but we'll break it down. But I'm telling you, literally, I sat in some of these meetings, and I will tell you that when I sat there and I showed them the numbers versus the numbers that they were currently getting, and it was like, where do I sign? Is comments that were made in the room. So, and like I said, man, I mean, I am willing to sit down with anybody, and it's not about pitching our plan or saying that our plan's better than theirs. It's about them seeing our plan, us seeing theirs, and letting the real estate audience decide which one works better for them. Some people do like 7 lines. Some people like 5. Some people like making money right away. Some people like waiting for their money. It just really depends on who you are and where you are in your career, right? Building a legacy with a company that's publicly traded versus a company that's getting ready to be traded. Those things are valid questions that agents have. And I think that, by coming on a show together, whether it's someone from LPT, EXP, or Real, will definitely open the eyes of these realtors in the community that want to make moves into a rev share, but just don't understand it. And then they get to choose whichever one they like best. I'm telling you right now, we're not for everybody, but we are for most. That I will say. But if we sit down, listen, it's a friendly conversation. I have no qualms. I have no reason to fight with anyone. I just want to give our ideas. They give their ideas, and maybe we might work together. One thing we do is, and this, we work together every day when we're out there selling homes.
Absolutely.
So we don't ever want to build any enemies or animosity between any brokerages. I just want brokers to know, like, one thing that I will say that really upsets me is when you twist words and when you lie, then I'll call you out. Then you made an enemy out of me because I'm gonna call you out on your bull, right? But other than that, I'm an easygoing guy.
So. I hear you. And I like the fact that you are inviting other companies, other leaders within companies to come discuss with us, because in that discussion, in the disagreements, that's actually where growth happens.
Absolutely.
100%. That's how we know who's really agent centric and who's not, because during those conversations, that's when transparency also happens.
Correct.
And the truth finally comes out in either direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyone who's scared or doesn't want to come onto the show or doesn't want us to go onto their show to have those conversations, there's a reason behind it.
So you as an agent, let me ask you a question. You as an agent, do you think that the people that don't want to come on the show, do you think they're hiding something? Do you think that they feel that we're superior? They just don't know how to lead their company?
It can be a combination of both.
Okay.
It could be a combination of both. Maybe they're scared that, if I hear about La Rosa's rev share, it might be so good that I have to leave. And remember, change is scary.
It is scary.
Change is scary.
I agree.
Someone told me, sometimes you pick the devil you already know, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what's out there. And then on the other side, it just might be maybe they're not knowledgeable about what their revenue share has.
I will tell you this. And I've seen this so many times. And this is something that I go by. There was a poster in my math class back in like 9th grade where it says, it's Snoopy looking over the fence. And it says, the grass is greener on the other side. And then it has another part of the poster, an illustration where he falls over. And it goes, until you fall over and notice it's artificial turf. One of the biggest things that I notice is that we as a company have 3 core foundations that we built within the company that are not the sexiest cores, but I think have the strongest foundation out of any company. And that's the family, passion, growth. The biggest thing about us is we built on that, right? So a lot of people think it's corny. It's definitely not sexy compared to everybody else. Real estate reimagined. You can't reimagine real estate. It is what it is, right? Things change, but real estate is what it is. But to add those core principles to the point where other companies are now saying, hey, we got to incorporate these core principles into our company, lets me know we're doing something right. And I think that us being able to have those as our 3 key principles since, I want to say, 2009, when we rebranded that and said, what are the 3 words that best describe La Rosa? Family, passion, and growth. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been in hospital rooms. I can't tell you how many times I went to work out with crazy agents in my office that hurt my body. But that's happened, But when you look at any office you go to, you start to see there's not cliques. They're family. Like, they help each other. They've been to birthday parties, baby showers, funerals.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, right? We've been to those as a family. And those are the things. Those are, even though we're talking about ultimate plan, just being able to be a part of that company, to me, it just becomes an additional added bonus to be able to have a rev share plan that we do. So that's what I like about the company. And every time that I talk to someone about it, they don't see the sexiness in that. And so they'll go to the company that's sexier in the other things. But now with the ultimate plan having all these amazing new features to it that are 100% agent centric. It was agent centric from beginning. Just to extend that on that, it just makes it better. But we'll draw a diagram next episode so people can see exactly what we have compared to everyone else.
Absolutely. So that's the end of my questions. Do you have anything else you want to add?
You've been in RevShare. You've been top 10. What are you gonna do in the upcoming months with Alex? Because I know you guys got big plans.
We can't quite. No. We can talk about it. No, we have a lot of big plans coming up in the next few months.
All right. I can't wait.
And you know what? All of our plans start the same way, with personal growth.
Yes.
Before we are able to feed into anybody else, before we're able to water the plants, we have to pour into our own cups.
Another
first.
thing, word on the street, we got another list. You got another listing coming up?
Oh yeah, another listing. What? I love it. It's either every Friday is either gonna be a closing or a listing or another listing, right?
There you go.
So have another one coming up in Kissimmee. This is a shameless plug right here. It's in Kissimmee. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,300 square feet.
There we go.
It's a beautiful house price.
That's a sell side. That's a sell side. All right.
If that house actually, if you have a buyer for it, if you are a buyer for it, give me a call. Phone number is 407-341-7817. Like I said, shameless plug.
What is it? 3 bedroom, 2 bath?
Yeah, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Square footage?
1,300. 1,300 square feet.
Is it a townhome or a regular house?
It's a regular house, and it actually has a stick barn in the backyard. It's an RV parking pad, fully concreted, poured concrete that they use as a basketball court. Yes, with electrical connections and water.
Oh, that's perfect. Yep. All right, cool. Can't wait to see it go. So you photos again. The reason I know is the photographer reached out and told me. And I'm like, because I've been paying for photos all week. I'm just saying, it's crazy.
Paying all week and seeing no photos, right?
No photos. She, just say, no, we won't talk about that. We'll just leave that for another episode, guys. So that being said, man, thanks for the questions. Those are strong questions, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
So until next episode, man.
Let's rock and roll.